Cedar Point is home to some amazing world-class coasters. Before Steel Vengeance arguably became the new king of the hill, many coaster enthusiasts would say that Maverick was the number one coaster at Cedar Point. Well, now that the dust has settled with Steel Vengeance, I thought I would give my personal review of Maverick. Alright, well let's saddle up and ride into this review. Presentation. When comparing against the other roller coasters that I reviewed at Cedar Point, I always graded with a curve. I gave Steel Vengeance a score of 8 for presentation, and let's be honest here, Maverick has better theming and presentation when compared up against Steel Vengeance. I would say that Maverick is their best themed coaster in the park, though that's not saying much, because Cedar Point is an amusement park at heart, so I don't expect it to be heavily themed. The ride features some neat rock work, a cool tunnel with lighting effects, the water cannon blasts are pretty neat, plus the station has that western/barn feel to it. Most of the station is actually from the original log flume that was on the same piece of property. Each of the trains have their own unique color and name, which just adds to the whole experience. Maverick earns a score of 10 for presentation. Intensity. Maverick is perfectly named. The ride fits its name to a T. This coaster is one insane experience. Just like its name suggests, the ride is like riding a wild horse that's trying to throw you off its back. Every turn is forceful, each airtime moment is memorable. Both launches are unique, though the first one functions more as a lift than a launch. But anyways, the twisted horseshoe roll is dizzying, and we definitely can't forget about those two crazy overbanked, almost inversion turns near the end of the ride. They are literally the icing on the cake. Maverick is a complete package. This is a non-stop experience from beginning to end. Okay, Maverick may not have the most intense airtime moment or the strongest G-forces out there, but every element it does is forceful. Oh, and as a bonus, similar to Intimidator 305, Maverick had to be altered from its original layout as it was too intense. The ride used to feature a barrel roll that was after the second launch where the water cannons currently are, but it caused too much stress on the trains. Maverick earns a solid 10 rating for intensity. Fun factor. Maverick is currently ranked in my top 10 roller coasters, so yeah, it's a fun ride. This is one of those roller coasters I wish I could completely forget about, not because it's a bad ride, but because I want to experience what it's like riding it for the first time over and over again. Honestly, I can't think of a single dull moment on this ride. I even enjoy the launch lift hill, and that slight pause before the launch only builds up anticipation. Maverick is a fantastic coaster that I seem to love a little bit more each time I ride it. Maverick earns a 10 rating in the fun factor. Originality. Before you had Rocky Mountain construction, there was Maverick. Many of the exciting elements that you find on your favorite RMC, I would argue that it would have some sort of inspiration from this guy. When Maverick debuted, there really wasn't anything else out there quite like this ride. Sure, we had multi-launching coasters, but nothing that delivered the thrills like Maverick. Like many Intamin coasters, this ride pushed the envelope. Actually, a little too far with the barrel roll as I previously mentioned. So I think it goes without saying, Maverick gets another 10 rating for originality. Smoothness. This will probably be the most controversial rating out of the bunch, because some might consider Maverick to be a little rough. However, I would argue that those so-called roughness that you would experience on Maverick is actually intended. Remember, this ride is themed to a crazy wild horse, so when the coaster is whipping you through those turns, it's intentional. I would argue that the track itself is really smooth. However, with its age, it's not the smoothest coaster out there. So I'm reluctant to give Maverick a perfect score. Instead, I feel a score of 9 sounds appropriate for this category. Alright, the final score for Maverick comes to 9.8, which out of all of my reviews is now my highest rated coaster. Yes, according to my review, this even beats out Steel Vengeance. Not by much, it's only a 0.2 difference, but still, it beats it. So now you must be wondering, do I like Maverick more than Steel Vengeance? My answer is no. Steel Vengeance is currently my number one favorite roller coaster. It's a fantastic roller coaster. I try to keep my reviews unbiased, which is basically impossible because I'm giving my honest opinion of each ride. But you must understand, if we were to compare these coasters side by side, I think we'll see a completely different outcome. I don't know, maybe that sounds like a good idea for an upcoming video. I think I see a coaster duel in the near future. So what do you think? Is Maverick a fantastic coaster? Let me know in the comments. Please subscribe, check out more of my content, and also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.